It's Wednesday, 6th of May 2015. This is the Ballin After, back for the first time since the Final Four in Milan last year. I'm Ryan, editor of BallinEurope, and we are looking ahead to Madrid. The Final Four, of course, taking place starting next Friday in Madrid itself, just about 9 days away from the time we're putting this online. So just breaking down the four teams, what to expect from them in the week or so before they go to Madrid. Well, CSKA Moscow may have their last game between now and the Final Four tomorrow in Astana. They're 2-0 up in their VTB League playoff series and won the second game by 50 points. So we're expecting them to win in Astana, be 3-0 up, and then have an 8-day rest beforehand. Olympiacos, by contrast, big game against Panathinaikos the weekend. They're playing Aris later today, and they've one more game at the weekend before they head to Madrid. The home side, Real Madrid, won at the weekend. Got a game against Andorra on Sunday morning. That's the last game anyone is likely to play, barring CSKA somehow being dragged 5 games by Astana, of the Final Four participants before we get to Madrid itself. And Fenerbahce finish off their regular season at Besiktas, having won big at Darüşşafaka at the weekend. So there's 4 participants getting decent breaks, but CSKA the most noticeably long break, 8 days between games. On the upside, less time for players to get injured, less chance for players to get injured. Not something Olympiacos have as a luxury with 2 games still to play. That said, that's a lot of time without competitive basketball, so that could have multiple effects really on this CSKA side, who of course remain favourites to win it all next week. Now the other big story of course looking at next week is the FIBA versus Euroleague war. At the moment it's about as exciting as Avengers Age of Ultron. It feels like it's in a holding pattern. We've seen FIBA meet with representatives even of the Spanish power clubs Barcelona and Madrid. Eurohoops have reported that the Greek power clubs Olympiacos and Panathinaikos, along with AEK Athens, also met with FIBA, but we're not going to be seeing a FIBA-run Euroleague next season. That's just not realistically plausible at this stage. We may not even see being plausible as a debate for 2015-16, say for the 2016-17 season. It could well be a year later before anything really kicks off. That's how far off in the distance it all seems, just like the potentially better Avengers movies. And of course, lastly, before we disappear in this very lightning round Ballin After, we want to talk about BallinEurope in Madrid. We'll be meerkatting. That's live streaming via Twitter. So how do you follow us with that? Well, just go to BIE_basketball on Twitter. Follow us there. When we live stream in Madrid, we'll be tweeting it. You can watch it live, action on the ground in Madrid. Now, that action on the ground will not be live basketball, so still pay your subscription fees to livebasketball.tv or whatever you do it with, whoever you're watching it with, because we're not going to be doing that because we're not getting kicked out of the arena. But anywhere we can do live streaming, and we're hoping for a few player interviews via Meerkat, we'll be doing what we can to keep you guys excited and interested throughout the weeks in Madrid. So we'll have a couple more videos like this in the build-up to the Final Four, and then when we actually have basketball and we don't have to worry about the wonderful surroundings of my office, we'll have a lot more real action. So until then, the Ballin After is back, and we will have more videos between now and Madrid, but we hope to see many of you at the Final Four.